One.
And welcome to Smoky Valley High School, year 2020, in the year of the COVID-19. And this is Don Bengtson along with Doug Schnieder, and we're going to try to broadcast this game via the internet on live.smokeyvalley.org. Thanks to Mike Rose and his staff for putting the video together. We'll try to do a little audio, Doug, and see how it works out.
Yeah, welcome back. It's good to see you again. It didn't, weren't sure what this was going to look like when we got to this point, so it's definitely nice to be able to get out. And after not having a spring of sports and losing out on that, now we get a chance to get fall sports underway. You know, we've already gotten tennis, has had some events out there, and cross country gets going next week. Football gets going next week as well. And, of course, some great volleyball this week from the preseason ranked number 8 Vikings this year in 4A.
That's awesome. I know we got a good player out there in Mike Rose's daughter, Abby Rose, and, of course, the other teams, they've got a little history in volleyball, too, with Hillsboro and Hesston coming in. So I think it's going to be an exciting morning of volleyball.
Yeah, I do, too. You know, a lot of history and tradition with Hillsboro and Hesston. They're always very competitive teams, vying for state titles on an annual basis. Both teams bring back different realms of players. You know, Hesston was a pretty senior-laden team last year. Hillsboro brings in a lot of players from last year that were playing and a lot of skilled players. So it should be a really, really good day of volleyball this morning. Of course, this was originally touted as the league tournament to get things going. Of course, they divided that up into 3 different sites then, 4 at 2 different sites and 3 here. So we're excited to get volleyball here at home in the gym. And I don't know about you, but the floor looks great. Great job in the off season. You know, we always get to basketball season and it's pretty slippery.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see it in great condition, and doggone it, it's just great to see athletics going again.
I know it's such a sweetness about it, and 190 days since anything's been happening in the school system. So it really is exciting to get to be able to be amongst the crowd today, and the guidelines that Kai Swisher put out for two people per participant and a total of 340 people. It'll be a little small, but yet it still feels like there's a crowd here, and I can't believe what the Major League Baseball players are going through with absolutely nobody in the stands.
Yeah, it's nice that we're able to get people in the stands. It's nice that we're able to work out some things. I applaud our league and our county for being able to put together some guidelines, and also to be able to get fans in the stands as well. You know, we should be able to get some students in there. I know they're allotting it, you know, for each event, at least 20% of the extra tickets for students, because we want to have the students get that student experience. Absolutely. And do those types of things. But the number one thing is to make sure our athletes have a chance to compete. And that's why we're so pleased that Mike Rose and all the people involved are willing to stream these games whenever we can. And of course, the radio for football games on Friday nights, just to give people an opportunity to at least hear or see what's going on and get a chance to watch their favorite Vikings in action.
Absolutely. Have they announced the total attendance restrictions for football yet?
I believe I want to say around 500.
Is that
I can't remember exactly how many numbers that meets there as far as that goes, but I think we're about ready to get started.
You want to do starting lineups?
Happy to do so. Starting here for Hillsboro, I probably moved those sheets out of the way trying to get things going. We got number 2, Tegan Worth, number 16, Zaylee Worth, number 11, Kinsey Kleiner, number 4, Jessica Saunders, number 12, Sammy Saunders, and number 9, Danny Klein. For the Vikings, meanwhile, we have Maddie Toll, Maddie's number 10, Belle Peters, number 9, Abby Rose, number 17, Elise Ramsey, number 2, Addie Heitschmidt, number 3, and then, of course, number 11, Carrington Haxton.
And Coach Arnold, you said you've met her and
we've worked with her and coached against each other quite a while.
Long time. She's putting some faith in a freshman. Zaylee Worth is a freshman out there, so we'll see how that'll go. Hillsboro will start the serving off, and Tegan Worth will be the server. And the Vikings are in position to start, and we are underway here for the first varsity match of 2020. A dig by Peters, set up, and Abby Rose with a little dump in the middle. Good save by Hillsboro. They'll get it started again. Maddie Toll with a slop, and it's wide for point for Hillsboro.
That was a great dig over here on this side. I believe that was by number 9. Got to get all my sheets here around. I feel like a rookie again.
Danny Klein.
And again, I know she said, Coach Arnold said they have 4 sets of sisters on this team this year. That's just completely crazy to see that.
So another serve coming by Tegan Worth, dig by Heitschmidt. Over to Bell Peters to get across the net. Now slam and another point for Hillsboro. That was by, get on the right track here, Jessica Saunders. No, that wasn't Saunders. Yeah, it was Jessica Saunders.
Yeah, I was pretty sure.
Well, now she's in there. Have they already substituted? Because she wasn't one of the starters they marked. Unless I missed one. I missed one, so yeah, she was. Well, Hillsboro now off to a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, good start for Hillsboro. Rough start for the Vikings, kind of getting some rust off here and getting ready to go. Had a great chance for a kill on that first point, just wasn't able to get it.
Haxton with a nice dig, set up, and Maddie Toll with a spike, but dug out by Hillsboro. Oh, good block
by Rose.
With another dig, and off to the side. Abby Rose hit it, but it went off to the side and not dug out by Bell Peters, and it's a 4-0 lead for Hillsboro here, early going.
Yeah, nice kill there. I think that was Zaleyworth on that one on the outside, and they were, again, contact by the Vikings, just not able to get the block yet.
Another good serve, Maddie Toll with and it's going to be not over the net. Elise Ramsey, and there's her first timeout of the match. Good timeout by Coach Charlene Ramsey. You feel a little pressure being the home team. You think you want to get off to a great start, but there's Hillsboro again with a nice start.
Hillsboro got out to exactly the start you want to get for your first match. You know, Hillsboro has some unique things. And we went there years ago for the league tournament. They don't have any air conditioning in their facility, so they've been practicing in this 90-degree heat every day. And to be here, and I'm surprised they're not wearing sweaters and jackets out here, as the way our gym sometimes is. But they are off to a hot start, just like their hot gym. And the Vikings now just trying to settle their nerves, get things back together. You know, not far away. We've had some touches on some of those block attempts. We just haven't been able to get a clean block. I think once we get the timing down, once we read where they want to hit the ball, I think we'll be in good shape.
Well, when you mentioned that nice dig with getting her hand right on the floor and getting the ball off her hand, that was the catalyst for a nice 5-0 run here to start. Well, Worth back serving again. See what the Viking timeout can do good. Now we have a whistle. Somebody moved out of their spot. I don't know the rules on where they need to start on their spot.
Yeah, a little bit of I didn't see where she was set exactly on that one, but...
Tell me where they need to be and where they need to...
Well, basically back row can't overdo front row, and you can't overplay the person that's beside you as well. So there's some little intricacies there. Pretty close there by Ramsey on the set, almost going underneath, but making a nice set.
There's a dig by Haxton, Ramsey, and another dig by Hillsboro. Set up, and a Worth with a slam. It's going to be deep, no. Ramsey with the set. Oh, and Bell Peters can't get it over the net. Another mistake by the Vikings, and it's 6-0. 7-0. I missed one.
Yeah, well, that was that point on the rotation, illegal rotation there. But, yeah, the Vikings still looking for their first kill of the season right now. Already 7-0 down.
Good serve again by Worth. Ramsey, here comes Abby Rose with a hit, but she couldn't get close enough to get a spike. Good dig by Haxton, set up by Ramsey. And a nice shot, and finally the Vikings, Bell Peters with and now the substitution happens. You got to tell me a little bit about what's going to happen here on the substitution.
Yeah, normally in the substitutions we go directly into the game, we make hand contact, but in this scenario they're not allowing hand contact. The players are also supposed to use a little bit of hand sanitizer on the way into the game, and they will put their masks on when they leave the game as well. That's as per CASHA recommendations. Again, just trying to protect and trying to make sure we get through a large part of the season here with no issues.
McKinley Johnson is one of the subs in to serve. Her serve dug out nicely by Hillsboro. Set. And a big spike coming and in by number 16.
Yeah, that was Zaleyworth.
Zaleyworth, the freshman. So she's a big, tall freshman.
She's a nice player for him. She moves well. She seems to get up well. She's already got a few kills in today's match. And again, that one just off of a deflection. The Vikings unable to pick it up in the back line.
8-1 is our score in favor of the Hillsboro Trojans. Dig out nicely by Heitschmidt. Big kill, not in returned. Oh, good block by Hillsboro.
Nice block over there. I believe that was by Boldra and Abby Rose combining for a double block over there. And again, Hillsboro was still almost able to pick it up. Just unfortunately the 4 hits for them, but great effort, great intensity, but Vikings finally starting to get that timing down on the blocks.
2 for the Vikings, 8 for Hillsboro. Another serve, this time by Peters. Dug out, set, and a little pushover and in. Vikings went up for a kill, and they just got it out the outstretched fingertips, and it tipped a little bit, and fell in no man's land.
Yeah, you and I talked about this. Subbing in right now for Hillsboro is Weisbeck. She's one of their seniors. And again, a lot of times the rotations, because it is volleyball, you set up a certain set of rotations there, but she comes in for a front row rotation there.
And serving for Hillsboro. Bell Peters with the return, and Abby Rose with a big
Beautiful
tip.
set right there by McKinley Johnson and put down by Abby Rose right on that back line. Beautiful, beautiful play by the Vikings.
And I believe she said it was tipped at the front line, so that way it almost looked like it was out. Well, it was really close to the line.
It was close.
But
We'll take it.
We'll take it, yeah, absolutely. Abby Rose now with the serve. Dug out nicely by Hillsboro, set. And a little dump over. Oh, good job by, just into the game, Bree Franklin came in. So nice job by Bree. Is she a senior? I believe she is.
Bree is a senior, I believe, yes. I feel like it's kind of weird having lost out in the last part of that year last year. It didn't seem like it should be time, but yeah, Bree and Aubrey Boulder are both over there setting up a nice double. Bree getting the contact. Nice serve there.
And it came up to visit us here. The ball got close, but
Abby Rose with a nice ace serve there. Well done.
and the ball comes up into the stands.
Yeah, and that's kind of a new thing now, too, is the addition of the extra ball. I mean, if you have something that happens with the ball, they'll take it out, they'll sanitize it real quick, and then they'll get a new ball in play.
Oh, and not over the net by Rose. So the Vikings cut the gap, 5-10 now. The Vikings trail by 5, but it feels like we're kind of back in the flow now.
Yeah, Abby does such a nice job serving. She mixes up her serve locations as far as where she serves from, and she also tries to drop it into different spots. That one coming up just a little bit short and hit the net.
Serving for Hillsboro, Jessica Saunders, and
is out.
Out. A point for the Vikings on rally scoring. They call it rally scoring?
Yep.
So every ball is a point. And now back in is Elise Ramsey.
And again, this is our setter rotation. So we have a setter coming in the back row and Elise. We have McKinley coming out when she gets to the front row, so we put a hitter back in for her. And it's just kind of that rotation you want to develop there.
Heitschmidt, Franklin, and Toll, the front girls for the Vikings. Dug out by Hillsboro, set. Now coming to the near side, and good job by Bell Peters to get that ball over the net by Rose, back by the Trojans. Ramsey with the setup. Franklin with a nice spike. Good job. Good ball movement for the Vikings.
Yeah, I think Saunders for Hillsboro thought she was going to be able to get a nice contact on that ball and put it down, and it just got a little deep on her, and she sent more of a lob than what she wanted. The Vikings picked it up and ended up getting a point on that.
7 for the Vikings. Cut the lead to 3. Oh, there's a double hit or a catch. I don't know what they called it.
Yeah, and so again, we were down 7-0 out of the gate, and now the Vikings have made a match of it. It's 10-8. We got a nice close one, and again, things are starting to even back out. That momentum in volleyball is so important.
And we go to 25, right?
Yes.
And we got to win by 2.
Mm-hmm.
There's a dig, hits the volleyball net, or the split net for the Viking gym. Ramsey to Toll coming near side. Dug out nicely by Hillsboro, set. Going to be a long Viking. They don't get it over. A good ball movement by the Vikings made Hillsboro scramble, and that time they didn't look as smooth.
Yeah, Maddie had to hit that ball way outside the court, and she did a nice job crossing it over and put it in a tough spot for Hillsboro.
The Vikings with a chance to tie now. Dig out and hit. Rose with the dig. Set it up to the front. Oh, it didn't quite get over. A nice Viking rally, though. Got them within 1, and now the point goes to Hillsboro, so it's a 9-11 lead for the Trojans here. Game 1 on the first match of the season for the Vikings and the Trojans. League match, you said, it's played in 3 different locations. Is that what I read?
Yeah, they're playing in 3 different places today. This would have been a league tournament to get the year started, so they divided that up.
Franklin with the stop. Oh, nice job. Franklin just tipped it over to Ramsey, and Ramsey just set it up nicely for Franklin and put it away.
Clara Lean would have called that the triangle offense, a little ISO there, but it was a really great job of just getting the ball right to her, and then she just kind of whisked it to the right and was able to drop it right into the open spot.
Well, sometimes when you do it that quick, the defense doesn't have time to set up. The Heitschmidt serve coming on the spike. It goes deep. Rose digs it out. Ramsey sets it up, and over to Bell Peters.
Good block by the Hillsboro Trojans.
To get it back over the net. There's Franklin. Block. Vikings dig it out, though. Ramsey to Toll. Oh, my goodness. They're going to get this over the net. Good job by the Trojans. and too deep by Bell Peters.
Yeah, great effort over there after the dig. It
Oh,
looked
my
like it was going to
goodness.
head to the seats, and Tegan Worth did a fantastic job for Hillsboro putting the ball back in play. She didn't overdo it either. She was
No.
able to put it right back in, and they were able to get out of that little conundrum there. And then the Vikings, unfortunately, a little deep on that shot by Bell Peters, and it's 12-10 Hillsboro. Conundrum?
Have you been reading, educating
Word
yourself?
of the day.
Oh, another dig, and this one goes way up into the crowd.
Nice hit by Bree Franklin over there, right, coming down the line, and again, sending it off a Hillsboro player up into the seats.
Vikings within one again, 11 to the Vikings, 12 for Hillsboro. Bree Franklin now way back in the corner of the gym to come up and start serving. And gets it in, dug out by Hillsboro. Worth with the... And the Vikings can't find the right spot. Worth didn't have a great spot to hit that in. Looked like it's going to be an easy return, but she just found a nice little hole.
Sometimes you do that. If you can just kind of dink the ball into the right spots, you just look for those openings in the defense, and that's really makes for good volleyball right there.
Absolutely. 2-point lead again for Hillsboro. Worth again with the serve. Heitschmidt, dig. And over by the Vikings. Hillsboro with the set. Vikings dig. Bell Peters over deep. And freshman with a nice shot. Boy, she does not look like a freshman out there.
No, she doesn't. She plays very well. Great shot across. I mean, she was a good 6 or 8 inches in on the line. It was a beautiful spot.
Hillsboro with a 3-point lead now. Vikings need to get a stop here. Ramsey. And Vikings get it over, but it wasn't pretty. And out.
It looked like there might have been a touch, but I think, with our angle it was tough, but I think she hit it right around the block. I don't think it ever made contact with anybody at the net, so that's why they called it out.
And that's why you have 2 officials on volleyball, because she was right there by close by, so
and our deep official over here too, our flag corner, she called it as no touch as well.
Yeah. The Vikings within 2 now. McKinley Johnson with the serve, dug out. Comes the freshman. Dug out nicely by Heitschmidt. Boulder with a spike, dug out. And this little tip over. McKinley Johnson with a great play. Bell Peters with a great spike. That was excellent volleyball both sides.
Yeah, it really was. When the Vikings get that first pass where they need it, that's so huge, is to be in system, to not make your setter have to go too far around. But if you get the ball to the setter, we've been doing really well. And the same is true for Hillsboro.
Chance to tie here. The Vikings get the ball in. They do. Dug out nicely by Hillsboro. Long spike. Dug out nicely by Hesston. Bell Peters too deep. Darn it. Just deep by the width of the ball, but Vikings had a good chance to tie, and the Hillsboro, well, they put it up wrong. They tied it up, but it was Hillsboro's point, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're making that switch right now.
Okay, 15-13, Vikings trail. Oh, and that one was an easy point for the Vikings. Doesn't get over the net. You don't see that very often in high school volleyball. The 1-point deficit for the Vikings again. Bell Peters will serve and see if we can get this game tied up. Deep, but dug out nicely. Dug out nicely by the Vikings. And Peters with it over the top. Oh, way deep. And they're going to have to get it over, and they do. Hesston has it to McKinley. Rose. Dug out nicely. Rose with another stop. A beautiful set by Hillsboro back to the Viking side, and Rose put it away.
Yeah, Abby is so alert around the net. Her first hit was deflected slightly. They pick it up, and then it comes right back to the net, and she just turns it right back here to the left for a point.
She does have a lot of preseason allocates. She was an honorable mention all-state player and all-team first league. There's another spike and another point by the Vikings, and the Vikings take their first lead of the night.
First lead of the night. Great job of battling back from a 7-0 deficit early, and now back in the lead. And again, they're able to attack. They're getting the ball where they want to get it right now and get the ball in system and in rhythm to be able to do what they want to do.
Heitschmidt, Rose, Boulder, Johnson, Hesston, and Peters on the court right now for the Vikings. A little dump, saved by the Vikings. Boulder gets it off to Heitschmidt. Blocked, but saved by Hillsboro. Oh, nice dig. What happened? Somebody
There's
was
net contact up here on the block. Again, not allowed to be in the net. And our two blockers happen to make contact there. And it really doesn't take a lot of contact for them to make that call.
But that was a super dig on a really hard spike by the Vikings. So
really starting to get into their game now. They've kind of woke up and got things going this morning. It's turned out to be a great first game.
Dug out nicely by Peters. Set up, and she went under the net again, or in contact with the net again by McKinley. That's a rule I don't know, and I'm blocked by the padding, so I don't get
it's hard to see that from there.
So Hillsboro back on top by a point. Little dump serve, dug out nicely by the Vikings. Got it over. Good effort by Hatchmit to keep that ball in play. Oh, and it's down. Left-handed spike by Tuesday Weisbeck. She's a senior.
Nice play all the way around. I thought the Vikings did a nice job on a short spot there, and then Addie's able to make a play, and we get a decent hit, and then Hillsboro responds with a nice deep corner shot for the point.
Hillsboro serving again. That's wide. Vikings back within one. It's 17-18 now. Franklin back in for the Vikings.
A couple of times for the Vikings, or for Hillsboro there, where they've had opportunities to get runs going and have missed the serves. And, you know, it's so important late game especially that you get those serves in.
Abby Rose back on the service line again. Dug out nicely by Hillsboro. Kept alive by the Vikings, and now they got to get it over, and they do. Hillsboro looking for a good set. Blocked by the Vikings, but not out of bounds.
Nope, it was in.
Oh, it was in.
Yep, right on the line.
Good call by the line judge. That's why you have line judges that looked out from this, we're all the way across. That was a far side shot, so great spike by Hillsboro to take a 2-point lead. Serving, number 4, Jessica Saunders. She is a senior, one of their 5 seniors, I believe. Belle Peters with a good stop. Here comes Boldra. Gets it over and in. Little contact at the net by Hillsboro, and kind of took a little off the ball and fell into an open spot.
Yeah, I think Aubrey mistimed that just a little bit. She almost had to hit the ball on the way down, and actually worked out well for her, because you're right. It came right off the fingers of the block and ends up landing right in that no man's land in the middle.
The Vikings down by 1 again. Ramsey to serve. Daughter of Coach Ramsey, correct?
Yes.
Set up for Hillsboro. Not a good set. Vikings with an easy. Comes the spike by Heitzschmidt, and it's good. Heitzschmidt with her first spike of the night, and the Vikings tie it up at 19-19. We're kind of getting down to the nitty-gritty part of the game here. Go to 25. Got to win by 2.
So going back and forth now. Neither team's been able to get more than a couple points up during this stretch.
Oh, and just long. Boy, number 3 for Hillsboro. We don't have a 3. I don't know who they're...
I think that might be Danny Klein. I'm not 100% sure, because she has her written down as a defensive specialist on here, but nope, libero would be Corey Arnold.
Dug out by the Vikings. Set by Ramsey. Back to Toll. Toll goes in the middle and dug out nicely. Here's Weisbeck.
Good block,
good block by Franklin.
Or by Bree.
Not going to let Elise had to go into the net to get the ball. And she'd be taller. She could have just knocked that one over, but her job is to set it. She wasn't able to do it. Good job for the Hillsboro, now opening up a 2-point lead, 21-19.
Vanderweg back in as libero here for the Vikings as well.
Dug out by Toll. Ramsey this time tips it over the net. Oh, good block by the Vikings. Hillsboro player down. Took a long time to get up, but now the Vikings. Toll with a good slam. Dug out nicely. Worth, nice. Vikings. Oh, what a great point for the Vikings.
Great point both ways. Hillsboro making a save on that first block over there and able to get the ball back into play. And then it seemed like the Vikings would be able to get a kill, and they couldn't, and all of a sudden we get a point based on the block.
Good job, Vikings, to get back within 1, 20-21. Good serve. It goes deep. Return, and they're just going to have to get it back over the net, and they do to Franklin. Back to Ramsey. And nice. Oh, goodness sakes. Oh, no. What a bad break.
A great hustle over there by Belle Peters, but again, everybody kind of has to come in case that hit is blocked because everything's going to go short on that. And ends up she sends that ball to the deep back corner, and the Vikings just didn't have a chance to get it. And the Vikings are going to use their second timeout of this game.
Yeah, what an exciting game for the first one of the match. Both teams are traditionally good in volleyball. The Vikings have started kind of coming back. Last year they had a great finish to the year and beat the #1 team who was eventual state champion. Coach Ramsey sent us a note about that. And so the Vikings are going to be a threat this year in volleyball.
They really are. You know, they didn't lose any seniors last year from a team that finished, I believe, 24-15. And like you pointed out, they beat Royal Valley, who ends up winning 4A state. They beat Central Plains last year, who won 2A state. They took 3A state runner-up Beloit to 3 sets. They were very competitive in every aspect last year. And of course, there's something to be said for bringing all those players back and having them be very comfortable playing together. And I think you're going to see that as the year progresses.
Well, Hillsboro with the serve with a 2-point lead. Got to go to 25. Dug out nicely by Rose. Hit by Franklin outside, just barely outside. So now it's a 23, the largest lead here since about,
probably
I don't know what it was.
The 15 range. I think it was 15-12 or 14-11. Important for the Vikings to get a finish here and get a point on the board.
Dug out. Oh, get it back over. Allen too deep by Belle Peters. Now it's game point for Hillsboro, 24-20.
Idea was good. Everybody was sucked up front. She tried to hit that deep corner and just sent it a little too deep.
So game point right here for the first match. It's best out of 3, or 3, yeah. Dug out nicely by Abby. Back to Franklin. Big hit. And a point for the Vikings. So we're not out yet. 21-24. Now we need a 5-point rally by Bree Franklin.
And again, this is where you just chip away. You just got to make plays.
Franklin with the serve in. Dug out nicely. Set. Worth with the slam. And there's the ball game. Hillsboro wins the first match 25-21.
Yeah, nice hit over there by Tegan Worth, able to hit the ball right over the top of the block, and it drops inside. And so Hillsboro gets off to a good start on their 2020-2021 campaign here and getting the win in the first game. But it is volleyball.
It is volleyball.
You got to win 2 out of 3. And there's numerous times that momentum swings in a volleyball match. We saw it in game 1 already. But I thought overall for the first match, both teams showed a lot of oomph, a lot of character in being able to battle back from the Vikings down 7-0.
Yeah.
And then a lot of character from Hillsboro too. Once the Vikings jumped back into the lead there for the first time late in the game, they were able to come back and put it away. Because like we said, I think the Vikings were up at one point in time 20-18 and lose that 25-21. So a heck of a battle on behalf of both teams and both coaches. And you know, you kind of get your feet wet and you get ready to go here for game 2.
And now the other change is we don't switch sides. I always used to switch sides for volleyball, so we're on the same side the whole match long.
And there are assigned seats for each player on the bench. Those are marked. So each player returns, and you'll notice that we've blocked off, I think, 3 rows at the front for those players so that you can spread out your distancing and things like that. It's a different world. You know,
absolutely.
It's one of those things where
the new normal is not fun.
It is, and you know, there's a lot of discussion amongst our entire populace on how the best way is to approach it. Our goal here in education is to make sure that we can give our kids every opportunity to do the things that they want to do and the things that they love, and we're gonna continue to push through those guidelines and make sure that we follow those guidelines across the board to make sure we can do what we feel like is best. And we'll continue to adapt. It's going to be fluid. Things are going to change as we go.
Sure.
And you know, our heart goes out to all those spring sport athletes from 2019, 2020 who didn't get a chance to finish up their seasons, whether that be baseball, tennis, track, softball, all those things. But again, we want to get off to a good start this year. We want things to happen, and we want to continue playing sports all throughout the year and give our kids the education they deserve as well.
Oh, absolutely. And it's the new norm. We don't like the new norm, but you just take it one day at a time and see what happens. And we'll switch the page and talk here briefly about...
Well, one more thing I'm going to say is I look a lot better with a mask on. So I don't know about the rest of people. I'm sure Mike Rose will give a thumbs up there as well.
Yeah. Well, and just the places you have to go with a mask now. I know one friend of mine posted, never did I ever think I would go into the bank with a mask on and ask for money. But it's a new norm, and you have to do things like that. And every business uptown requires masks to come in, and we just hope it'll just stay okay. With school starting this week, you just got to figure out what to do and get all the kids together. It's going to be a real learning curve for everybody to try to figure out what to do. So that's the way it's going to be. And between the next break, we'll talk a little bit about football starting on Friday night. With Vikings lucky they have a couple of home games to start, so we'll see what they have. But there's no handshakes, no high fives between teams here. So Vikings look like they're going to start basically the same way. No, it's a little bit different. McKinley, Johnson, Franklin, Heitschmidt, Rose, Peters, and Boulder will get the start for the Vikings. And it's game 2 of match 1, right? Is that the way you say that? The Vikings will serve first, see if the Vikings can get off to a better start this time than they did last time. McKinley Johnson up and the serve's in, dug out nicely by Hillsboro. Comes the hit, dug out nicely by Heitschmidt. McKinley Johnson back to Heitschmidt. God, nice dig on a hard hit. Peters, McKinley Johnson to Rose, and a point for the Vikings. So it is a great start for the Vikings, 1-0.
Certainly what you want to do to bounce back. You know, I'm sure Coach Ramsey was in there talking about we got to have a better start than we had in game 1. We need to get out and get started and do what we do. And I think it's going to be important for Smoky Valley to try to dominate this second game.
McKinley with the serve. Good serve. Oh, nicely done, but good save by Hillsboro. Back over for the Vikings. Back to Rose and blocked. 1-1.
For Abby, I mean, with her length, she really wants that ball up in the air. And I know sometimes she wants to hit the quick ones, but when it seems like she's at her best is when that ball's up and she can go attack it and move it around the floor.
Get the timing down a little bit early season. Franklin with the dig. Off to McKinley, back to Franklin. She gets it across. Deep ball, but saved by Hillsboro. Oh, and tipped by McKinley, and a point for Hillsboro. Hillsboro up 2-1 now.
Yeah, nice job there. You know, McKinley reaches her hand out. That ball's right at her head, and she tries to get it. Unfortunately, Bree was diving at the spot where she thought the ball was going to be, and once that touch happened, no way for the Vikings to pick that one up.
2-1 Hillsboro.
Nice bounce back by Hillsboro, too, right out of the gate.
Franklin with the dig, off to McKinley. Over to Boulder, blocked by the Hillsboro at the net. Back to the Vikings. Franklin over the net. Set. Quick spike, dug out. Hillsboro in the net. 2-2.
No touch there. I don't think Vikings looked like they might have had a block, but I think it was more net than Vikings, so they call that no block, 4 hits.
These volleyball officials have to really pay attention at the net. Boy, that's a quick thing. Oh, and Bell Peters doesn't get it over the net. 3-2 Hillsboro. Do you know these officials? Have you seen them work before?
I'm not sure if I've come across them. I've been out for a little while now.
Oh, I know that, but I know.
Things change after a while. I get grayer.
Dug out by the Vikings. Here comes Rose, and big hit. Blocked, but out of bounds. 3-3 now for the Vikings. I'm going to try to keep a running score here, see if we can keep with.
Yeah, right off the top of the deflection there by Abby. She went to town on that one, hit it hard, was able to drive it through the block.
Rose serve.
Beautiful spot.
Good spot. And the Vikings get a point on the great serve in a great spot by Abby Rose.
Yeah, she's so good at that. She does, with her length, she's able to put the ball over the net so well from that range even, and so she hit right for that end of the S there. That's a perfect spot to go. And then crosses the court with 1-2. Another great serve by Abby Rose.
Vikings with a little momentum here now. Up 5-3. Get the coach a little exercise. Coach Arnold had to go find that ball back over there by the concession area. Rose on a roll here. Dug out nicely by Hillsboro. Set up. And a block by the Vikings. Kept alive by Hillsboro. They got it dug out. Here comes Franklin, put it away. And that one doesn't get a good hit by Franklin.
Yeah, the Vikings block game stepping up now. They're able to be at the net. They're able to make some contact and able to make good contact and force Hillsboro to have to scramble to get the ball back up.
The Vikings up 6-3 now. Rose just going to drop it over the net and does. Hillsboro not much of a chance to get a good set there. Here come the Vikings. Heichschmidt, oh, good dig by Belle Peters. My goodness, that was a quick reaction. Hillsboro with the set. And hit by Saunders. Out of bounds, point for Hillsboro. They stopped the Viking rally, but they still trail by 2, 6-4. The Vikings with the lead.
Yeah, the ball coming right off that block there at the Viking front line and heading off to the outside, and they do pick up the point. 6-4, nice hit by Saunders. Number 11, Kinsey Kleiner with the serve. And just a little bit outside. That'll be another point for the Vikings. Go up 7-4. And the Vikings go through their sub patterns here, bringing Ramsey and Maddie Toll back in the match as well.
Hillsboro in the first match, 25-21. Vikings now in the lead, 7-4 in game 2 of match 1. Second match coming up between Hillsboro and Hesston, correct?
Yes.
Dug out nicely, set, and Tuesday, Weisbeck with a shot out of bounds. Both officials with their red flag, the line officials. I know Kevin Steinert that lives with Brian. I don't know who the lady is on the far.
Put me on the spot this morning.
Okay.
I should know off the top of my head. I do know, and I'm still going to mess that up.
That's Kelsey Sims over there.
Thank
on the
you. It just wasn't coming to me at all.
And Hillsboro with a dig. Oh, beautiful job by Heichschmidt. Coming back to Heichschmidt. Put it away. Wow. That is what you call just instinctive reaction by Heichschmidt. That ball was in her lap, and she got her hands there to get it dug out.
First of all, I thought Jessica Saunders hit a great ball on that first attempt. And like you said, Heichschmidt, a lot of times you have great plays when you can be the one to dig it, send it to the setter, and you go right back and go for the kill. And she did, and she put it right down off the block. And the Vikings have their biggest lead of the night, 9-4.
You don't have to. You don't have time to think about what you're going to do. It comes back to you so quick that you got to get up and put it down. And talk a little bit about some of our seniors. Addie Heichschmidt is one. I'm assuming she's been playing volleyball since through grade school and high school, and she doesn't get the notoriety maybe some of the others, but she's certainly a contributor.
She is, and she signed, I believe she agreed to attend McPherson College to play volleyball this summer as well. So congratulations to Addie.
That's good. Other seniors for the Vikings, Belle Peters, Bree Franklin, Elise Ramsey, Whitney McElroy, Madison Rep, Carrington Haxon, and McKinley Johnson. So good group of seniors for the Vikings. Like you mentioned, they didn't have a senior on last year's squad. Ramsey on the substitutions back in after the Hillsboro timeout. Vikings up 9-4. Ramsey, oh darn, just out of bounds by a smidge. Those timeouts during the rally are really important.
Yeah, just to break the momentum sometimes, get you out of your rhythm, and two per game.
2 per minute. So she's used one now. Vikings up by 9-5. Toll has the ball go a little deep. Comes back over. Heichschmidt gets it over. Dug by Hillsboro. And a little touch. Oh, good save by Ramsey. Hillsboro scrambling to keep the ball alive and do. Touch at the net, but that's okay. Ramsey to Heichschmidt. Oh, and it's going to fall. Again, that timing wasn't perfect on that slam or that kill, but found the right spot.
Sometimes if you can just play off those blocks, that's a really huge thing. You're going to get contact. You just got to be able to attack that contact, get it right over the fingertips.
Good serve by Heichschmidt. And Vikings get a point.
Finished off by Belle Peters at the net. She was very reactive, got right there to the ball as soon as it was coming over and put it right back down.
The Vikings with an 11-5 lead now. Heichschmidt changing her spot to serve from. I guess there's not a designated spot.
Nope, you can move around wherever you want.
Hit the net but went over. Good block by the Vikings. Whoa, Maddie Toll.
Well, we talked earlier, if the Vikings could get the block game down, I think they were going to be in pretty good shape, and they're really starting to show that right now.
Got some height and some good hands there at the net to block that ball and give them a 7-point lead, 12-5. Set, tipped and out of bounds.
Just right off the block there. It came right off the side of Bell's hands, and so that's going to be a point Hillsboro.
Can't do much about that.
Nope.
You just got to hope that you're in the position on the ball, but 12-6 our score now.
And that's a hitter attack. You want your hitter to attack the outside of that hand so they can hit that hand and hopefully the ball does go out. So it's a lot of strategy to that.
Serve in, dug by Hutchman, out of bounds. Wow. Came off her hand a little funny. First time Hillsboro's got more than 1 point in a rally since the early 2 to start the game after the Vikings got the first point of the match. 12-7. Back serving. Number 12, I'll get that number for you, Sammy Saunders. Dug by Rose to Ramsey to Toll, but dug it, saved by Hillsboro. Rose over to Bell Peters, deep. Little rally coming up by Hillsboro now. That's 3 points in a row for Hillsboro.
It was very close to a touch there by Hillsboro, but I don't think they did get it, and the ball ends up going out long.
Yeah, that's something you can't. That's why I say it puts a lot of pressures on the officials to find a tip in the back row judges, or the line judges. Rose with a dig to Ramsey, to Franklin. Well, they're going to
be a lift on that, a little bit of a carry.
Yeah. So that stops the rally. Good job by the Vikings. 13-8 now our score. Keep looking at the clock and want to say there's so much time left in the match that the clock doesn't move. It's stuck on a minute for the timeout. Franklin, nice serve, dug nicely by Hillsboro.
In the net by the Vikings there, again trying to get that block. You know, again, another nice strategy thing. Number 27 there ends up with the kill for Hillsboro. That is Weisbeck. She's a lefty, and it's really nice to have a lefty to be able to hit from that left side because she can come across the body so well. And that really is tough to defend.
Toll, Rose, Ramsey, Peters, Vanderweg, and Haxton in for the Vikings. Haxton or Vanderweg with a nice dig. Hillsboro keeps it alive. Oh, nice block by, was that Rose or Toll?
It was Toll and Rose right in there together. I couldn't tell for sure who got it.
Mike, who got it?
Looked like all Abby from up here.
Good response, good response.
Absolutely.
Again, both of them in perfect position to make that block. And again, like I said, when you get that block game going, it's tough to beat.
McKinley with the serve. Dug out. Set. It'll be a long spike, and it's not over. Vikings with a little bit of momentum again now. 15-9. Up. Oh, 16-9. Did I miss a point? Maybe I did on that rally. Set. Comes the spike. Oh, it's going to tip it over. A good look by
That was a beautiful spot there. Tegan Worth. Been very impressed with how she plays. And again, that's such a difficult point there because everybody rotates on that hit coming from that side. And she did such a great job sending that right over the net, right down the line.
Dug out by Boulder to Vanderweg up to Rose. Oh, good idea. Just sat on top of the net for a second and wouldn't go over to the Hillsboro side. 16-11 our score here.
Abby was staring at it, hoping it was going to make it over.
I know.
It just didn't quite creep enough.
Little breath of blowing a little air might have pushed it over. It was so quiet. There's a big spike and out of bounds. Oh. Why didn't that go? It went out of bounds. We're checking with the line judge. It was tipped by the Viking point. I don't know what they're ruling there. You maybe know what that was, but the Vikings get the point anyway. 17-11 now. Good serve by Peters. Oh, just long. Bell Peters with the serve long. 12 for the Trojans. 17. Vikings still up by 5.
Yeah, and that previous one, the block actually ended up going out of bounds.
Yeah, the ball was out of bounds.
Yeah.
I knew it was. I just didn't know if we had touched it to make it their ball. So serve short. Dug over. Oh, good job by the Vikings to play it off the net. McKinley.
Good block, good dig. Nice job by Aubrey Boulder right there.
Absolutely exciting volleyball early in the season. McKinley to Rose, block.
Another one out.
Out of bounds, point to the Vikings. Yeah. Oh, are these our students coming in? Yeah, it looks like it. I don't know
a
any
few of our
these
boys,
guys.
few of our sophomores there.
Oh my goodness. New group. Franklin back in. Franklin, Heitschmidt, Boldra, Johnson, Peters, and Rose. Rose back to the line serving. Oh, that was maybe going to be deep, but Hillsboro kept it in play. And it's out of bounds. Point to the Vikings. 19-12. Vikings starting to get a little separation now.
Got our largest lead of this game.
Yeah. 7 points. We've had 6 a couple of times. 7-point lead, the biggest at the moment. Uh-oh, got a little wet on the floor. Yeah, I can't imagine. The college played for years in a non-air conditioned building, but Rose just serve out of bounds. You said Hillsboro and their coach, and what you got back from their coach, they've been practicing in a non-air conditioned building for a long time, so it's certainly a
built
pleasure.
Up your stamina a lot, that's for sure. And games like this are definitely different for them.
Heitschmidt with the dig up to McKinley Johnson, back to Heitschmidt. Block, the Vikings play it. McKinley Johnson back to Rose. Tip over, dug out nicely, Weisbeck. Dug, Vikings keep it alive. Good over the net by McKinley. Rose with the dig, over to McKinley. Back to Heitschmidt. Good job, boy, a long rally here by both teams. Pushed over and out of bounds. Good job, Viking defense.
It was, as you said, a great rally by both teams. Nobody able to put it away, and everybody able to make a play, and then just sending this one a little too far down the line, and point Vikings. It's like we got a timeout here by Hillsboro, trailing 20-13.
Yeah, Vikings with a nice rally. Well, let's talk just a little bit about, have you talked to Coach Lambert at all about what the expectations are for football? I know I got a preseason interview a week and a half ago, but you just such limited contact with everybody. You don't know what's going on, and what do you got for a feel?
You know, I haven't talked to him a whole lot. You know, I've been working with our middle school boys as one of the middle school coaches. But you know, good turnout this year in our weight room. I think our coaches were very pleased with what we had and how hard our young men worked to prepare for the season. I think right now it's just, you know, putting together things, fine-tuning. You know, I know they had a scrimmage on Thursday out under the light, or out at the stadium. Just to kind of see how things looked between themselves. And yeah, I think now it's just a matter of getting on the field and you know, a lot of new guys out there again, some guys back in our skill positions, you know, but I think now it's just a matter of kind of feeling things out and getting an opponent to play and seeing how that looks and starting to piece things together. And you know, again, year by year you get different changes, especially you know, here Vikings return a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You know, we lost a lot, especially across the line and places like that, of some very good players. So there's some things that they'll have to adjust to and do some things with this year as well.
Absolutely, and the sophomore class you mentioned is going to play a big role, I think, this year. Ramsey with the serve, and they're going to call that a double hit or call it a lift for the Vikings now with their biggest lead of the match, 21-13. The Vikings with an 8-point advantage here. Ramsey with a great serve. Up again. Deep, dug out, set up, and a little tip over the top.
No free ball over there by Franklin.
Set, and a hit by Weisbeck. Blocked by the Vikings. What a job by Heitschmidt.
Nice effort by Hillsboro to try to keep the ball alive. They actually got a couple of contacts after that on the block and just weren't able to get it up high enough to play it back over. But again, nice block by Franklin and the Vikings.
Vikings up 22-13. Oh, just a beautiful hit by Worth to stop the Viking rally.
You know, when you're in the Viking spot right now, you can give up a point or two. You just don't want to give up those long sets of streaks there. And so you know that there's going to be some momentum swings, but you want to limit those to 1 or 2 points at the most.
The serving is number 4, Saunders. Dug out nicely by Toll, but out of bounds, and Hillsboro point. Coach usually tells them where to serve, isn't that right? They kind of...
A lot of times the coaches will tell a location of where they want the ball to go.
Ramsey with the set, back to Matty Toll, hit, deep.
And that rotation starts from counterclockwise, starting from the bat where the setter, where the first serve is, all the way around. So there's a 6+ spot rotation, and they'll try to aim for those spots based on what they feel like is their strength.
Bell Peters couldn't get out of the way. The ball was going to be deep, and they go rally for Hillsboro. Just mentioned you don't want to give up those rallies. There's 4 points in a row now for Hillsboro.
It changes the game so much when you go from a 9-point lead to a 5-point lead, and you still don't have the ball in your possession.
Used to call it side out, but now with Riley scoring, it's a point. So you want to side out for a point here. Good job by Toll on the dig. Oh, beautiful set by Ramsey. And Franklin finished it off, 23-17.
Nice quick set, too. They really attacked the net well and went right after him before they could have a chance to set the block.
And now Coach of Hillsboro, they've used 2 timeouts, so they don't have any timeouts left, correct?
Yep.
They're just going to play it like it goes. Big set and beautiful set.
It's going to be a kill. They're going to call the Vikings in the net, but it would have been a kill either way. But nice play there. Again, the only other thing you can do is sub. Yeah. You could try to break the momentum by putting a sub in the game or mix some things up. But again, this is one of those situations. The Vikings only got 1 point on the side out there. They can't give up another 4-point run here the way they did before. Otherwise, it's a ball game again.
Back at the serve is Sammy Saunders. And in the net, boy, that was gives the Vikings game point here at 24-18. Franklin with a chance to, the clapping starts to get the point for game 2. Good serve, dug out nicely. Set, Weisbeck with a hit. Good job by Rose, back to Rose. Kill, done, ball game.
Nice kill by Abby Rose, nice set, delivered as well. Again, the Vikings finishing off that game the way they needed to finish it and putting it away 25-18 to tie this thing up. We go to the third.
And the third set is a 25-point match as well, because it used to be...
Used to be 15 when we would play a 5-set. We attempted a 5-set match years ago, and they lasted forever at the high school level. It was way too long. And then sometimes some of the non-varsity matches will end at 15 for that third set as well.
Explain to me what they're doing now. They're meeting to see who serves first?
Exactly. It used to be you could choose side or serve. Now, obviously, since we don't switch sides anymore, it's just going to be to decide who serves first. And actually, there are sometimes, if you have a very, very good kill team, you actually want to be the receiving team because you have the chance to get the first dig, set, kill as opposed to the first serve. So it looks like Hillsboro is going to be the first server in this regard too. But we would talk about that a lot, about the fact that sometimes we wanted to be the first ones to receive the serve so we could come out with a first kill right away and establish some dominance going out.
What other news going on in the league? Anything you know about going on in school? Has school started in other schools in the league, or everybody starting on the same time?
I'm not sure across the board on the league. We haven't really talked about that a lot. You know, it's been so much about what are we doing? Where are we coming from? And I know we've talked a lot about, having to make adjustments based on each county we go into as far as sports are concerned and things like that. But I think more or less everybody's just trying to get a feel for, how each county is doing and when everybody is going to be able to start and get going. We're excited this week as a staff to have students back.
Yeah.
It's going to be really great to see our freshmen come in on Thursday and all the way across the board, students coming in on Thursday and get things going again and just get back to, like you mentioned, that normalcy at least a little bit.
Somewhat kind of normal. Talk about our assistant coaches and our managers, Kara Coop and Nathalia Stevenson. Nathalia has been around, been in our school system before, been at the college, so any background on any of the two assistant coaches that you know about?
Yeah, really great to have the coaches that we do. Nathalie spent so much time coaching as well and all the things that she has done, across the board, whether that's be college or high school. And, of course, the other one there is Kara Knopp.
I said Coop. I thought it said Coop. My bad. Kara Knopp.
Of course, Knopp from playing out at the college as well, and Kara's been in our system for a long time. We love having her in the school system, and she does such a great job with our athletes as well. But an excellent staff, and we're really pleased to have them on board.
Game 3 is ready to go. Hillsboro is going to be starting to serve, and it's Ramsey, Rose, Toll, Peters, Heitschmidt, and Haxton. Haxton gets the first dig off to Toll. Toll with a big swat, dug out nicely. Hillsboro with a chance, a little tip over, back over to Hillsboro side, set by Hillsboro, tipped. Vikings dig it out nicely. Ramsey back to Rose, tipped again, back over to Hillsboro, almost into the stands. And then over. Man out. Wow, what a nice point for the Vikings.
That's a point you really want to win, and I say that from both teams' perspectives. Both teams worked really hard at it. You really want that to be a motivator and kind of set the tone, and the Vikings are the one that come out with that point.
So great start. Whether that strategy worked, you got to play defense and you got the points, and now McKinley Johnson, see if the Vikings can put together a little rally here. Good dig by Hillsboro. Good hit, but out of bounds.
They call a touch on that one off the block.
So Hillsboro gets the point off the touch on the block. So you think, who did you think the server was with number 3?
I am guessing off of her stat sheet here, she mentioned that her libero might be Corey Arnold.
Arnold with the serve off the Heitschmidt. Good shot, but just long. Hillsboro, just like in the last match, Hillsboro with the early lead 2-1 here. The Vikings put together a rally after that.
Mike, do you have any knowledge on who's serving?
Yeah.
I don't. I'll check it, see what I can find.
The Vikings almost let that one go. Oh, and the point goes to Hillsboro. The set from the deep side got right at the net, and Hillsboro, I think, tipped it back over to the Vikings side, and Hillsboro with a 3-1 lead now. Vikings need to stop this rally. Boulder with the ball. Dug out nicely by McKinley. Abby pushed it way back deep. Hit, dug out nicely. Hesston over to Bell Peters, way deep again. Set up nicely by Hillsboro. Tipped, Vikings with a dig. McKinley Johnson to Bell Peters. Oh, and doesn't get over the net. Oh.
Yeah, another great rally point. Both teams going back and forth against each other. You know, you can tell it's set 3. It's time to make something happen right now.
Yeah, you don't have much time to we'll see what happens. Good tip over by the Vikings, saved by Hillsboro. Tipped, saved by the Vikings. Good job, McKinley. Up. Here comes Heitschmidt with the hit down in the middle, and it's going to go Viking point. Good job by Heitschmidt.
Yeah, great effort play there by number 2, Tegan Worth, getting on the floor, making contact, just not able to put the ball back in play. A nice kill by the Vikings.
Well, Bell Peters with the serve now. Vikings down 4-2, 2-4. High serve, goes to the middle, dugout, set, back over to the near side. Oh, beautiful shot by Rose and Heitschmidt. Vikings with a point, much needed point to get a little momentum back on your side.
Yeah, and a big point. You know, it's one of those that swings the momentum quickly.
Peters again, dig, nicely deep dig. Tipped, Rose trying to save it, and
Boulder in the net there. Again, she tried to do just a little extra lunge when that ball kind of came off speed. Just got a little too close.
5-3, the Vikings got within 1 point, so good job, Smoky Valley. Now serving is number 11, Kleiner. Peters, dig, set up, Rose with a little tip over. Put that one away, girl. Big hit from the back line. Now a big hit. Oh, and a nice block by Saunders. Wow. He got up there and got just a perfect block. 6-3 Hillsboro. Kleiner again to serve. Hesston to Rose. Oh, good job, but dug nicely by Hillsboro. Hesston, McKinley. And job by Heitschmidt. Wow. She came down with the hammer on that one.
She did. Nice shot right down the line. Again, the Vikings tried that very first part to get a quick hit. A little bit further over the net for Rose. Wasn't quite able to get it. The dig was made, but then the second one by Heitschmidt, great kill.
4-6. Vikings trail. Rose with the serve. Dug out nicely. Kleiner. Weisbeck out of bounds. Viking point. 1 point away from tying the game up. That's one of those hard serves. You don't get enough down where you get right across. He was killing from the near side. Oh boy, good serve again by Rose, putting it in a tough spot for the Vikings. Nice tip by McKinley Johnson to get the Vikings a point to tie the game up at 6-all.
Yeah, it's a beautiful reaction there by McKinley. Didn't have many other options. Just puts a little English on it and sends it right over.
Rose again serving. Good job. Good hard serve. This time dug out by Hillsboro, though. They've got some good diggers. Vikings with the dig. Oh, they couldn't quite get it. Rose tried to keep it alive. Got it into the net, but unable to keep it alive. And Hillsboro gets the point. 7-6 lead. Now Saunders with the serve.
Yeah, Saunders was a second-team All-League. Sammy was, number 12. That was who had the kill last year as a sophomore, so she did a great job.
Oh, it goes deep. Heitschmidt with a great play almost in the stands. So good job for the Vikings to keep that one alive. Oh, boy. Oh, and it's good. Wow. That spike was blocked, and it landed right on the line. And
you don't see a lot of ace blocks go that deep. And
no.
Boy, she put it out there, and she made good contact, and it did land right on the line for a Viking point. And even this thing up at 7-all.
Ramsey back in. Ramsey, Rose, Peters, Toll, Heitschmidt, Franklin. Ramsey serves, stays deep, and it just not managed well by Hillsboro that time, and the Vikings get a point to take their first lead of the game. Well, no, they got the first point, so they
a little miscommunication down there on behalf of Hillsboro, not quite able to get out of the way in time. The ball, of course, didn't go where they wanted to go off the pass either.
So Ramsey's second serve, that's deep, but good job dug out. Kleiner. Or to Saunders tip. Rose keeps it alive. Ramsey goes. And Peter, nice job by the Vikings to keep that ball alive. Good block, good dig, and a point by the Vikings. What was that for? I didn't catch it.
Again, that block game working for the Vikings, and they're showing it. They're earning points off of it and doing a nice job of forcing Hillsboro to have to go around the blocks.
And Ramsey's serve doesn't get over 9-8. Vikings still with the lead, though, after that little rally. They had a 6-1 run there.
Hey, fellas, I'm getting a report that the libero for Hillsboro is the coach's daughter. Does that sound right, Doug?
That's what I had, but I didn't have a number for that. So that would be Corey Arnold then, yes.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Oh, Bell Peters rose deep to get it. Going to be a long shot to get it over. And
nicely done by the Vikings.
Oh, my goodness, what a kill. Oh, and a point.
First of all, great hustle play by Abby Rose, and then, of course, able to send the ball over there by Belle Peters, I think it was, and then the block on that edge, giving the Vikings a 10-8 lead.
My goodness, that was a lot of effort all over the court. Good serve by Heitschmidt. Vikings back up by 3, 11-8. Be nice to put a big rally together here. Oh, shoot. Heitschmidt serve goes in the net. The Vikings still up 11-9 here. A couple of substitutions or one substitution for Hillsboro. But their server they want back in there, Danny Klein. Gets her signal from the coach on where she wants the ball to go. Short, Abby Rose with the dig. Over to Peters. Good job by Peters to reaction. Here's Rose with it. Oh, she does. Oh, my goodness. That doesn't happen very often.
Just going for that off-speed look. She just took a little too much speed off. You know, she knew the location she wanted. She was trying to go right up over the top of that front blocker and just didn't get the contact she wanted there.
So 11-10 now. And Toll
in the net there. She a little off balance for Maddie. She needs the ball a little bit off there and just wasn't able to get it. So we're back to a tie.
Back to 11-11 all. Halfway through match number 3. This is the deciding match. Each team has a victory, and Vikings at home certainly want to finish this one out and rally big here. And then they got a game off. I don't know if that's a better thing to keep playing or a better thing to play a break or back-to-back. If you had a choice, which would you rather?
Depends upon how you're playing, you know. But, you know, sometimes it is nice as a home team to have that game off because, you know, you're going to be playing against a team that just maybe had to play a very competitive match. And if they do have to go 3 sets like this one's going, you know, if you're Hesston, you're kind of liking the fact that Hillsboro had to go 3 sets because they're a little tired. You're kind of fresh. And it may take a little bit to get some of the rust off to get that first game going. But you feel like in the long run, you may have a little bit more endurance going through that. So I think a majority of the time the rest is good. as a coach, you know, you try to sell either way. You try to sell that we're playing well and we're ready to go. We're warmed up, ready to play. So either way, you just got to be able to do it and play through it.
And Klein back at the line to serve. Rose with the dig to Ramsey, to Franklin. Good job, but dug out nicely. One-handed dig by Hillsboro. Peters to Ramsey, to Toll. Good job. Vikings get Hillsboro. Got it over the net. Ramsey again with another set to Peters. And Hillsboro on the net. Viking point to take the lead now, 12-11. Yeah, this one's going to go all the way, back and forth.
And you expect that out of two good quality league teams that see each other every year. You expect that.
So, Bree Franklin with the 1-point lead. Boy, good serve, good hard serve, deep. Hillsboro Saunders has to get it over. Franklin with the up to Rose. Deep shot, taken nicely by Hillsboro. I thought she had it. I thought Bill.
Great location there. That was a perfect spot on that one from Tegan Worth. She knew that the Vikings were rolling and floating so well off those blocks, and she put it right over the top of the block for the kill.
Franklin out and Hesston in.
Carrington's been pretty active on that back row. She's had to do a lot of digs on that back row and make plays back there. So.
Wipe the ball off. That's the first stoppage of play we've had to do that. They could switch balls too, right?
Yes, they could.
They have the ball to switch if they want. Worth back to serve. Haxton, Heitschmidt, and Peters the back row for the Vikings. Worth serve. Oh my. Almost. Oh, Vikings did look good in that one there.
A little off balance there from the Vikings. It was a tough location for the serve, and I think there was a little inaction, a little indecision on the back row, and that just got him off balance.
Who was going to take it or not take it? This one goes right to Heitschmidt, set by Peters to Toll. Not a spike, but got it over. Boy. Oh, Maddie. Maddie thought she had a kill at the net. The ball coming over from the Hillsboro side, and she didn't get it over the net.
I think those are some of the hardest ones. Those ones right at the net come over as big as beach balls, and it makes you feel like you're going to be able to just smack it down, and your timing just isn't quite right. And that's exactly what happened to Maddie there, too. She thought she had a great opportunity to go for that one and just couldn't quite get to it.
A little sweat. The girls are probably, even though it's air conditioned, they're probably sweating a little bit. So somebody went down on the floor and got to wipe it up so nobody slips. A 2-point Hillsboro lead now, 14-12. Vikings were 11-8. Now Hillsboro put together a run, a 6-1 run. Dig by Haxton, gets it up to Rose, tip in and saved by Hillsboro. Saunders out. Point Vikings. Needed that point to stop that rally.
Subs again in for the Vikings. You got Boulder coming in and McKinley Johnson coming back in as part of the front row, back row rotation there.
And serving will be McKinley Johnson. I haven't met our new principal or assistant principal.
Oh, great serve by McKinley. Just ate her up on that back line. Looked like the ball was going to drop at the end, and it didn't. And I think Worth thought she was going to have to go down for it. Probably could have stayed up.
McKinley with another serve. Good job over the Vikings. Heitschmidt has it. Now off to. Good job by the Vikings. My goodness, what a kill by Rose. A 3-0 run here by the Vikings to take the 1-point lead, 15-14.
Those are the kind of plays you need late in matches or mid-match. You know, Abby Rose goes up, gets an excellent kill shot, puts the Vikings back into the lead.
Good save by the Vikings on the little tip by Hillsboro. Heitschmidt back to Kleiner. Saunders with the kill. Oh, nice block by Abby Rose. You're in the right spot at the right time. Vikings by 2 now, 16-14. Good jobs. Saunders has to hit it from the back row. Set up Good job of the Vikings keeping it in play by Bell Peters. Heitschmidt with the Peters. Oh, and it's going to be a point for the Vikings, yeah. Boy, the Vikings are getting all the breaks right now. Little hits, little deflections.
Here they are, and that's going to lead to a Hillsboro timeout, trying to break that momentum. You know, you talked about Hillsboro being on a little run, and I think the Vikings have gone on their own 5-0 run there.
5-0 run now for the Vikings. So
again, going from down 14-12 to up 17-14. That's that momentum we talk about so often in volleyball. Yeah. You mentioned our new principal, Mr. Lee's doing a fantastic job. What a year for a new principal to come in, and what a year even for new staff members to come in. I mean, especially new teachers, those people who have never experienced what it's like, and now you're experiencing it in a completely different way than what it's ever been. So, but no, I think we're at that point. You know, we've been meeting as a staff since for 2 weeks now. We're to the point now we're ready for kids. We're ready to have our young people back and start mingling again and getting through the process and start to educate again and do what we do here. And I think that's the important part. And what a great district. You know, I've been here for a long time now and seen people come and go. And the thing that's always been constant is the passion for teaching kids and working with young people.
Absolutely. And when do they come? What day?
Thursday this week. So that'll be the same day we start cross country as well. We'll have their first meet that day. Middle school football and volleyball will be going that day as well.
Busy week. Good serve by McKinley. Where they got it.
Nice save by Hillsboro.
Did get it back over the net. So we're all over the court. Here comes a hit, big hit, and saved by Hillsboro.
Nice job at the net.
Good job. Here's Rose with the tip. Keep it alive, Vikings. Good rally, both teams. Well, he's got to get it over. Heitschmidt finally does. Oh, good job by Hillsboro. That was an
point break.
Rally.
Yeah, especially want to come out with a timeout, you know, and be able to get a point back when you're Hillsboro. But it didn't start that way. It had to be a really massive effort there on behalf of Hillsboro to make a play on that first attempt, first serve by McKinley.
Well, they had to go way deep to
keep it alive, and were able to use a little perseverance there to get that point. Arnold to serve again.
Here comes Haxton with the shot, dug by Hillsboro.
Nice up by McKinley Johnson.
Get it in the middle. Hillsboro with another set. That one didn't get over the net. Vikings get the stop they needed, 18-15, up by 3 here. Late third match. Matches are even 1-1, so this is the game deciding match, and the Vikings have a 3-point lead at the moment. Saunders dumps it over, but McKinley right there. Tip over. Good job, Vikings. Oh, they're going to call her a catch.
They're going to call a carry, yep. She caught that one pretty well, tried to do a throw down, but it was a tough, nobody got their rotations, nobody was ever able to get their transitions off the net to get a kill on that one. It just stayed around the net way too long.
Back at the serve for Hillsboro's Kleiner. Peters with the dig, up to McKinley, up to Rose. Good hit, good block. Hillsboro keeps it alive. Rose tips it up. Good movement by the Vikings. That's what I'm talking about. Back to a 3-point lead, 19-16. Rose now picks her spot. She's moving from one side to the other to serve. Good soft serve, coming in, digging it. Kleiner. Weisbeck tipped at the net. Vikings with it. Off to Heitschmidt. Saved and tipped and point. Vikings 20. Used to always say the first team to 20 was going to win the game, but
I've been in a lot of them that didn't end that way.
Oh, I know, I know. But the Vikings have a 4-point lead now, 20-16 on their home court. Did I see there's going to be senior recognition after this match?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do the senior recognitions early in the year.
Oh, Rose to serve too deep, 20-17.
That's something that's been discussed at a lot of schools this year is for the fact that they may not get through an entire season. They want to do it early, and the first matches have been chosen by a lot of schools to do a senior recognition.
Back at the serve is Saunders for Hillsboro. Heitschmidt, Bell, Peters, and Rose in the back row for the Vikings. Heitschmidt to McKinley Johnson, 2 Rose in the middle. Boy, dig in. Boy, they're going to have can't get it over. What a job excellent effort by Kleiner. Weisbeck just couldn't, she had to step over her to get to the ball.
That was a great back row attack by Abby Rose. Beautiful set as well, put up there by McKinley Johnson. Do such a very nice job, and when you can get those back row attacks and get that ball heading downward, it's really tough to pick up.
So Elise Ramsey at the serve now with the Vikings leading by 4, 21-17. Dig out, Kleiner. I thought she was going to get to it, but Ramsey wasn't quite in position.
Yeah, that was one of those. I'm not
spot,
sure. I'm not sure Sammy Saunders made the contact on that one she wanted, but that also hurts the defense because they're ready, and it came off kind of awkward and dropped right in the middle.
So now serving is Sammy Saunders. He's going way on the far corner to serve. To Toll, to Ramsey, to Franklin, and oh my goodness,
great hustle play on behalf of Hillsboro.
And that's the freshman doing that.
Yeah, that was Zaylee Worth.
Saunders with the set, tip over, and the Vikings can't handle it. What a point by Hillsboro. That could be a sparking point.
That's a huge point. Zaylee Worth just selling out here in front of the Viking scores table, able to make the play, get the ball back in play, and give them a chance, and they end up getting the point, cutting it to 21-19.
That's a highlight reel point there.
That's huge.
My goodness. So Saunders again back at the serve. Oh, and the mixed communication, 21-20. Little rally, 3-point rally here by Hillsboro.
Timeout, Vikings.
Vikings want a timeout to stop the rally. Gives us a chance to catch up again. The next match will be between Hillsboro and Hesston, and you're right. Hesston's got to be really excited over there that Hillsboro, they're just really, how much time do they have between matches?
There'll be a 20-minute warm-up again for the team that hasn't played yet, so that's sometimes good and sometimes bad. Sometimes as a team that's played, you're ready to go, and you don't want to have to sit very long knowing you got to play, but you can catch your breath a little bit. But yeah, anytime you've got an event like this, the team that just gets here always gets a full 20 to make sure they're warmed up and ready to go. And Hesston lost a lot of players from last year, but they always seem to retool and do a very nice job coming back out. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Peters brings to the table. Both Coach Peters and Coach Arnold have been doing this for a really long time. I think Coach Arnold said this is overall her 26th year of coaching, 17th at Hillsboro. So she's been there for a while and knows the game very well. Very accomplished head coach.
Sammy Saunders still serving. She's with a rally scoring point. She's served for 2 points now. The Vikings certainly need to stop here. Back to Bell Peters, to Ramsey, up to Franklin. Block. Oh my goodness, they tried to score up. Beautiful block by Hillsboro. Got to give credit where credit is due.
It's a ball game, Donnie. First team to 20 wins, right?
Yep, that's what I said. Well, you feel comfortable about that being up 20-16. And all of a sudden it's a 21-21 all. Franklin gets it up off the... That's one of those bad breaks.
It is, and it goes up, hits the net across the top, and comes right back down. Of course, anything is playable on your own side. It just can't touch something as it crosses. So, again, tough one, and that puts Hillsboro in the lead 22-21.
Saunders doing a good job of keeping the ball in play. Rose, Franklin. Oh, another scramble by Hillsboro. They're going to save it again. Ramsey. Back to Heichman. Saved by Peters. Good job by the Vikings to keep the ball alive. And finally, wow. Only that the ball kind of crawled up the return arm that did it make a difference.
Yeah, Saunders hit a slick spot on the court out there, and that's why she went down trying to get to the ball. You get to diving during a point and trying to make plays. You're going to end up with those slick spots, and that's sure what happened right there. Again, great plays on behalf of both. Had some nice blocks on the Hillsboro side, and also over here on the Vikings side, being able to pick up after the blocks.
Yeah,
Addie had hers blocked and did a nice job popping it right back up.
Heichman with a serve deep. Goes up the arm of Saunders a little bit. Back over to Worth. Ramsey right there. Franklin. Peters. Dug out nicely. Kleiner. Worth. Oh, and a block, and it goes inside the Viking line, and 23-22 Hillsboro. Pressure point time right here.
Worth was second team all-league for them last year as well. She is an accomplished player and does a very nice job.
Klein back into serve. Senior. Rose. Franklin dug out nicely by Hillsboro. That's going to be way deep. 23 all. This is going to come down. Who's going to get the last 2 points? Who's going to win by 2?
Got a good one to get the year started, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Franklin with the serve. Right on the line, save. Here comes the freshman. Gets it off Franklin. Oh my goodness. Game point going to be decided. The point awarded to the Vikings. Is that a catch? They call it a catch, or
they did call it a lift on that one, a push, and tough call at that point in time.
Absolutely.
Hillsboro's going to go ahead and use their second timeout.
Yeah, they've been good on getting points right after timeout, so the Vikings really need this point. It's a game point, so it's a good timeout by Coach Arnold. You said she's been around the league a long time. She knows what she's doing.
She knows what she's doing, and again, Coach Ramsey knows what she's doing as well. Sure. They both are moving their people around and doing what they have to do, and that's why it comes down to this. Tough call here. It's hard to say. It was obviously closer to her than it was to us to make that call. But it is 24-23 Vikings, and now if you're Hillsboro in the timeout, you're talking about getting a side out immediately. You got to make a play. You're the Vikings. You don't want to serve this one in the net. Keep the ball in play. Give yourselves a chance to get an ace block, or give yourself a chance to put them on their heels and get the ball back and kill for the win.
Absolutely. A lot of things rolling here at the last point. Game point here for the Vikings with the serve. Bree Franklin, senior. Got the serve in. That's a start.
Nice set.
The Vikings with the chance for the kill now. And they just dump it over instead.
Go with the freshman.
Oh my goodness, and she got it in there and got the stop they needed.
Zaylee Worth placing it right over here. Of course, the Vikings brought the double block over from the outside here and left an area open. That does happen, and I tell you, Worth did a nice job finding it. Very talented freshman. She's gonna play for quite a while and gonna be very successful, I think.
No kidding.
Back to 24 all.
Tegan Worth now, her older sister at the serve. Vikings wiping off some perspiration off the court.
Got to win by 2 from here on out. That's all that matters.
24-24. Heitschmidt, Ramsey, Rose, Kill, in. 25 for the Vikings. Now they serve for the match again.
Got our subs in again, so McKinley Johnson will be back there. She was very successful serving the last time she was out there.
Toll out, so it's Toll, Rose, Spoldra, Peters, Haxton, and Heitschmidt. And McKinley Johnson to serve for the game, serve for the match. He got it in. The freshman gets stopped by the Vikings. Oh, they're going to call her for a catch. Well, that evened up.
It did even up. I agree.
Arnold with the serve now for the Hillsboro Trojans. She had a good run, and she served her last time. Good dig by the Vikings. Set. Oh, and ball went deep on the Vikings.
Nice block by Hillsboro on that one. Able to get on top of Abby Rose's hit there and be able to send it back. Vikings trying to make a play on that and just couldn't quite pick it up afterwards.
Now the Vikings have to get the stop. Keep the match alive.
Nice save.
Got it over. Boy, that was tough. Hillsboro. Good job by the Vikings to keep it alive. Good effort by
Belle Peters here for the hit.
Boy, everybody's making some tremendous digs. Haxton with one. Here's Rose. Point for the Vikings.
Woo! Both teams were very tight on that point, and sometimes it's difficult to play with the lead and sometimes it's difficult to play behind, but both teams hustling after the ball to make a play, and finally Abby's able to sneak one down there and get the point for the Vikings.
Peters with the serve. And she doesn't get it over the net. Oh, my goodness.
It's amazing how many times you see that. You have that great rally,
Yeah.
a great momentum, and then you're trying to place the ball and make a big play after that, and it doesn't come up your way. And it's oftentimes at that tie juncture.
And now back at the serve. Kleiner. Peters with the digs. Heitschmidt. And that's the ball game.
Nice block there by number 4, Jessica Saunders, to finish that match out and give the win on the first match of the year to Hillsboro.
Yeah, and a tight one. My goodness, what an amazing match, and both teams with opportunities to clinch it, but the Vikings dropped their opening match to Hillsboro, and that's gotta hurt, but maybe it'll be a good motivation.
Yeah, and it's a long season. You know, you're frustrated right now, and the good news is for Smoky, they've got the chance to get a break here and collect themselves and get ready to take on Hesston here in the next one. And again, like I said, it's not like Hillsboro's Hillsboro's a very qualified team.
Yeah.
They're very, very good. They played in the sub-state last year against Belle Plaine, lost in 3 games, or lost in a 3-game set there. 3-game match, and we're really close to having that state opportunity last year as well. So solid teams, and that's the way you like to see your season get started. Is playing some of the best. Unfortunately for Smoky, not able to pull it out. And fortunately for Hillsboro, they did.
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe that, they came out ready to play a little bit better in that first set and were able to finish that first set off. And at home, you really want to get that first set and see if you can get that win.
We will take a break, but we will be broadcasting the Hillsboro-Hesston match here, which will start, you said, in about 20 minutes.
Yep.
So we'll have a break for a while, and we'll be back on the live stream. Thanks, Mike Rose, for providing all this. And
yeah, fellas, we're going to switch over to the Hesston-Hillsboro video feed here. So we'll shut this one down, and we'll see you on the next one.